Hello everybody, welcome back to Pixie Root. Today's makeup tutorial I'm going to do for you is half side Instagram, YouTube makeup, half side makeup artist, more natural makeup. Hope you enjoy. I don't know what the result will be like, but I think it will be a really fun one to film, so I'm looking forward to it. So first off, I have already moisturised my skin, that's why it looks a little bit shiny. I have got no makeup on whatsoever to start with. I am going to take my Hourglass foundation. I've chosen this one because it's a reasonably good coverage. And I'm going to take a dry sponge and I'm going to push that over the skin. First of all, I'm going to wipe it over the skin, and then as I get a little bit further along, I'm going to start to push it over the skin where I want a bit more coverage. On the other side, I'm going to use the same foundation, but I'm going to use my Point L brush. I'm just going to buff that into the skin. Now actually I might, if it was for a photo shoot, I'd probably use MAC Face and Body or something, but this one is for an everyday makeup, or maybe you might be doing the red carpet or something, or having your photo taken a lot. And I know the Hourglass photos beautifully, but I don't need too much of it. So by using a brush, you can really buff it into the skin so it works as part of the skin. So this one's about it looking like your skin and giving you a nice, healthy finish, but you can still see your skin a little bit behind it. This one is about flawless skin. I'm going to try and use the same products on both sides so that it doesn't get too confusing for everyone. So I'm then going to take a little bit of this Tom Ford cream eyeshadow. This one is in Sphinx 03. I'm going to use my finger actually and just push that over the lid. I love this. Such a pretty colour. I'm then going to go in with this Mariah Carey for MAC palette. Now, this one may not be available anymore, but the great thing about MAC is they normally bring the colours out individually or in a separate palette, so you should still be able to get it. I'm going to start with this one here. And I'm just going to take a big brush and just buff that a little bit over the eye, just so it picks up a tiny bit. That's almost where this eye finishes, almost. I'm then going to take the brown that comes in the Mariah Carey palette. You can use any other. What is that similar to? It's a bit similar to Antiqued. I'm just going to get that on an essential crease brush and just let the brush sit that into my socket. Just blend that upwards slightly. And while I'm there, I'm going to take that under the eye as well. I may come back in and do a bit more of that later. I'm then going to go in with a fine liner brush and a gel black liner, and I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a wing out. I tend to start with the outer corner and then join the rest up so they all meet. I'm then going to take the darker colour in this palette, but I might mix these two together so it's got a little darker tone, and just run that with an angle brush through the cut crease. So this is what a cut crease is called, when you literally put a line that cuts through the crease. And then that line blends upwards. While I've got that darker colour on my brush, I'm also going to run that just under the eye a little bit. So it's just creating a little bit of depth under that eye. Now, what I am going to do, see that's lovely like that, is just take it up a step. And I'm going to take a black. This is the Natasha Denona black matte eyeshadow, which is so matte. It does have a tiny bit of fall down, but it's not terrible. And it's possibly the blackest black eyeshadow that I've found. Mercier do one as well, but it really has a lot of fall down. Finding a jet black is very, very difficult. Like matte carbon, it's still got a little bit of a greeny bluish undertone to it. So picking up my brush, the one that fits in the socket bone, and just blending that. Now once I've started to build the colour there and the line is starting to show in the cut crease, I'm going to go in with a bit more of my black gel liner and just now draw that cut crease on. Quite often you see a lot of people run a bit of concealer under there, but I don't want to make it that dramatic. And then still with my same angle brush, soften that. Now for the other eye, I'm going to take a little bit of the black liner, just on the same angle brush. And just really softly pull out. Onto eyebrows, I've got an Anastasia Beverly Hills No7 brush. It's very, very dense and quite sharply pointed at the tip. And I'm going to take this Benefit Cabrow in the colour 4. First of all, I'm going to use the spoolie just to brush my brows through. And then I'm going to get some of this product and just draw that on. Once I've got the shape of my brow, I'm going to take a concealer. This is a Kevyn Aucoin concealer and a lip brush. And I'm going to take a little bit of my concealer on there. Then I'm going to brush it under that line to make sure that that is very pronounced. So on the other eye, I'm going to take the same spoolie, but a little bit of pear soap this time, and brush the spoolie into that. This is just basically working as a brow gel. You can use a brow gel if you prefer. I just think this is cheaper and has the best staying power. So I'm just going to brush my brows up and just leave that to dry. I'm going to come back to it and I'm going to use the same product as I used there, but just slightly different. Onto concealer, I'm going to take my Laura Mercier High Coverage Concealer for under eyes. And I've gone for a shade lighter than I'd normally go for, just to lift a little bit. So tons of concealer, don't be shy on the concealer. So my brows should be slightly drier now. I'm going to go in the same product, Benefit product that I used before. Though I do think it's a little bit dry, this product. And just, same brush. At this time it's just creating the illusion of natural but slightly fuller brows. No concealer or anything on those brows, they stay as they are. I am, however, going to take a tiny bit of the Laura Mercier concealer and it's just going to live just in here. Just in that only area where I get dark. Just here. I've taken that one all the way around. This one just wants to go in there. So it's just lifting that inner corner. I'm going to take it a teensy weensy bit just in here where I'm very dark. Tiny bit of what's left on the brush just around the nose and on the odd blemish. But other than that, the skin's pretty good. Next, under contour, I have got this palette, which is Contour is a Girl's Best Friend by Velvet 59. I'm going to take a foundation brush and the darkest colour that we've got here. And draw a nice line there. And a line there. And a line there. And take a little bit here as well. Then I'm going to take my sponge that I used before, but use a different side of it. And just work that in. Just keep working that in. Downwards on the lower jaw. I'm changing the sides when it comes to blending it. So I use one side to blend away the colour and one side that has a bit more colour on, that has a little bit of the product on, just to pull it down. Once it's started to blend away a bit, I'm going to go back in with the product that's left on the brush, just to create a little bit more definition from there. Take that right into the hairline. On the other side, I'm not going to use a contouring palette, I'm going to use a bronzing palette. And I'm going to do circular motions and smile, and they're going to sit on the apples of the cheeks. And around the hairline still. And that I would actually take a little bit across the nose so I look a bit bronzier. Over the top of both sides, I'm going to take a bronzer. This is a Delilah one. So it's just going to lift there. And the same on the other side. I'm going to keep it more to where the contour is on this side. And whilst I've still got my bronzer in my hands, I'm going to take a base shadow brush, just run a little bit of bronzer just through here. Mascara, I've got YSL Volume Effets mascara, because it's the one that I like, and it will work fine for both. Good amount of mascara on there. I'm going to take mascara on the bottom lashes on this side as well. Then for powder, I'm going to take Double Wear Stay in Place powder makeup. It comes with a little sponge underneath. I'm just going to use the sponge that I have been using. It's not wet, so it's fine. And just push that under my eyes to seal that all into place. Around my nose, chin. Really powder all that makeup into place. It needs to stay there. And if you want, you can run a little bit of your bronzer over the top of this as well. On this side, I'm going to use the same powder, but I'm going to use a really small, soft brush. I'm just going to powder any areas where I might create a little bit of shine. So around my nose, tiny bit on my chin. By using a brush, it's not going to pick up as much product, so it won't have as much lay down. And by using a small brush, you can really isolate the area that you want to lay that product in. So just taking away a tiny bit of the shine, but leaving where I want the shine. In with highlight, I'm going to take the highlight from the palette that I've used on this side and just run that on the top of the cheekbone so it reflects the light really nicely. This is the Hourglass Sunset palette. And in there's also a little blush. I'm going to smile, run that on the apples of the cheeks, but pulling backwards a little bit. Then on the other side, I'm going to take this MAC Show Gold. Really make sure that picks up the light nicely. Get a slightly smaller brush so we can run that through that brow bone, brow bone. A little bit just in the corner of the eye there. And over the top of all that, I'm going to put a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury First Love blush. I also want to take a tiny bit of Reflex Pearl. Just work that over the top in the middle there. And a little bit underneath as well. A little bit of flesh tone liner just in the waterline. And then a pair of false lashes, only on that side. Lastly, onto lip, I'm going to put the Kylie Jenner, of course, if I'm doing Instagram look, lipstick on in Candy K on this side. I'm going to take a little bit of MAC Stone just around the outside to add a bit of a shadow there. Just to create a slightly fuller lip. Oh, it smells so gross, so gross. Then on the other side, I'm going to take a Clarins Lip Perfector in the colour 05. And there you have the finished look. I still don't feel like I have enough makeup on this side, weirdly enough. I think wherever you live, do you live this side, do you live that side? Please give us your opinions. I think on a day-to-day, I'm definitely this side. And if I'm going out for dinner, I'm this side. And you've got to bear in mind that I'm 36, so this side is far more flattering on me. But if I'm going out, I'm somewhere in the middle of the two. I wouldn't wear my brows like that just because I don't think it's very me. And I can do my brows this way, so why would I? But the lip, the eye, it's all pretty. It's just a bit much for me. I probably wouldn't wear lashes either because they're so uncomfortable. But have a discussion. Where do you live in the makeup sphere? Are you full on? Or are you more of a not so much, even though I've got a reasonable amount of makeup on there? But it would have taken me 5, let's say realistically 15 minutes, realistically 45. 30, 35, 45 minutes. So it depends how much time you've got, depends how young you are as well. But yeah, let us know. Give us your opinion. Insta or YouTube, I don't know where it would say. I'm going to call it Insta. Insta or natural. Insta natural. Not that that's really that natural. Insta natural. Give us your thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to share it with everyone. Let's all have fun with makeup and not take it too seriously. Life's too short to take it too seriously. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, please. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's NixiePixie1 because someone else has Nixie Pixie. And on Twitter, Nixie Pixie. Take care. See you next time. Bye.